Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Koolaid and Peanut podcast. My name is Koolaid. Oh, yeah, I forget she's not here. But I'm just playing. That was so corny. Anyway, let's start off. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was so horrible. Oh, yeah. Let's start off with weekend update. It's just me today, as you know, Valerie's in nursing school and she has nursing stuff to do today. So I guess she won't be in today's episode, unfortunately. I know she's your favorite, even though I'm right here. But yeah. Let's get started. Not really much to say for this weekend. I worked, went to church. I think I've been getting better at the guitar. For some reason it's easier for me to learn how to play songs, like actual songs, not you know what I would call songs. What I don't get what not to be racist, but I don't get like what white people call songs because they're just like I'm like I thought songs have words in them, but they just be playing like melodies and they say the song. But to each their own. So I'm pretty good at playing hymns. I can find the right notes to play real quickly. I'm getting better at that, so that's better. And yeah, um, nothing much for this week. I'm not feeling too well today, so I won't be taking too long. It won't be a regular 30-minute episode. I'm also I'm trying to get it down to like 10 minutes today, just so I can go back and rest. But I wanted to make sure you guys have something to watch if you're even watching, to be honest. But yeah, let's get it. So today I'm gonna start talking about my journey in America, I guess. Or should I just start from where from the beginning. So yes, I was born and then I learned how to walk. I mean, I learned how to crawl. I learned how to walk. I learned how to say words. Boom. Oh yeah, I'm starting. Just so you guys are tracking. I always say tracking now because of work. Oh yeah. So I said I was born. I learned how to crawl. I learned how to walk. I learned how to say words. Boom. I'm now in England. You know. I've stayed in England for 6 years. I was two when I went there. Stayed there for 6 years. I was eight when I went back to my birth country, which is Nigeria. You know, Nigeria, no, they carry that. Ooh. So yeah, I went back to Nigeria when I was eight. Stayed there for about 3 years with my uncle and auntie, my dad's twin brother actually. And I didn't even know my dad was a twin until I went to Nigeria. But yeah, they're fraternal twins, so they do not look as similar. It would have been nice if they were identical, but yeah. For those of you in church who keep saying, "Oh, Ibeji, Ibeji, Ibeji," I have twins. That is very likely. So yeah. Um, what else I want to say? So yeah, I came to went from Nigeria, and I came here. Oh, and this is where stuff starts. Let me just say that. So again, trying to keep this 10 minutes. Um, let's see, it's 4:50 now. By 5 o'clock, I'll stop. I wonder how long of my story it will take for me to go 10 minutes. Now that I think about it, it's probably not even that long. But let's get started. So yeah, I was 11. I just turned 11. I came here in January 20th, 2014. So I've been here for over 10 years now, 11 years. Yeah, it feels like I've been here for a lifetime. Well, basically half my life. I'm 22 right now. So yeah, I came here when I was 11. Half of my life I've been in America, and yeah, it's been a journey. Um, let's see. So first, I went to go live with my dad and my stepmom in our apartment. Oh, what was that a time? So yeah, so imagine you're a young boy, right? All of a sudden, your dad saying he's getting remarried. Um, and then next thing you know, you're supposed to call her mom. That doesn't make sense, to anybody. I know this African thing was like, I don't know who you are. And you expect me to start calling you mom? What happened to my actual mom? You know? But whatever. That was my mom's story is another story for another day. I've learned some very interesting truths about my family. Honestly, a little terrifying and scary, but it is what it is. Life's life, you know, simple. But yeah, first of all, before I start, I want to say glory be to God for everything that's happened to me. I praise God for letting me be where I am today and leading me to where I am. I praise God for letting me to be able to live comfortably as I am right now. Although I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna try and be stagnant, but I wanna just give glory to God that I'm not in the place I was even just a year ago. Yeah, it's nice for those of you who have had to live paycheck to paycheck and finally got out of that horrible circle. You know what I mean. But yeah, anyway, let's get back to it. I keep getting distracted. Came here. First thing I got in trouble for was calling. It was actually I don't know the first I got in trouble. One of the things I got in trouble for was calling. Well, my stepbrother. I'm not gonna say his name. My stepbrother, right? He was kids. They're no. I mean, I was a kid too. I was 11, but I get he was a kid. And then I'll be like, well, I'm gonna tell your mom on you or something, you know, or something like that. And then he will go and tell my stepmom, oh, he said that I'm gonna tell your mom on you, and then I'll get in trouble because I didn't call her mom. Then she'll have my stepmom will be, just be grouchy, having a whole fit. I mean, I'll be like, oh my goodness, like, I was 11 years old. I didn't get it. I didn't understand. But then my dad would be like, oh, you have to call her mom or mommy, you know. And I just felt like it was something stupid. But yeah, I used to get in trouble. I got in trouble for that like twice, maybe three times. And then one of the dumbest things that I didn't get in. Well, I want to say I got in trouble for it, but it's like it it made her mad at me. We were in the kitchen, and I think we were making banana bread, and then she said banana, and I was like banana or something, just saying it silly. And then she was like, "Don't you ever correct me again." And I was over here like, "What?" I was so confused because like I was just saying it silly. I'm like, What do you mean I'm correcting you? I'm 11. You know, when you're 11, I don't. It's not cute anymore to like, mommy. That's not how you say it. You say like this. I'm 11. Obviously, I'm not. I don't even know who you are. All I know is that you're one grouchy old woman that wants me to call you mom. Why would I even want to correct you? Banana. Yeah. So I got in trouble for that. Um, One story. Let me tell you this story. Yeah. I'm sorry. This is gonna take probably over 5 minutes. Um, I said I was gonna try and keep it short, but it is what it is. So this is a story about a kid. I would say, what do I even call it? I just say my step grandma because my stepmom's mom would be my step grandma. Yeah, I guess. But yeah, my step grandma used to stay in the apartment with us, and there's this one kid that she used to babysit. You know, let's just call him. He's Nigerian, so let's give him a Nigerian name. We'll call him what should we call him? Tunde. Tunde is a very generic name. Tunde. So yeah, Tunde was I can't remember what grade he was. He wasn't in my grade. I was in fifth grade at that time. But he was younger. I would say maybe 2 years younger than me, maybe third grade or something. And then you're gonna have to excuse me for my language. I'm gonna say something. kind of a little vulgar. But yeah, and then used to come over. He's a third grade kid in America. That's very important to know. So obviously he's gonna do stuff at. He's a kid. He's gonna do stuff in front of kids that obviously he won't do in front of his parents, right? So this dude comes over one day and then tells my stepbrother that I can't remember what led up to the situation. I think he was just like joking around, when kids hear stuff, they joke around with that. They say stuff they're not supposed to, even though they don't really mean it. But then I was like, it's still not appropriate, you know. So this dude was just like, oh, I'm gonna suck my stepbrother, insert stepbrother's name, dick. Okay, that's exactly what he said. All right. So me being the good boy I am, then the righteous hero to save the day, I should just have kept my mouth shut. To be honest, I went to go and report and said, "Oh, this dude said this and this and this and this and this." Right? Let's say maybe 30 minutes to an hour later, I get in trouble. Then I'm over here kneeling down by the cupboard, in front of a closet. Actually, I think it was a jacket closet. Can't remember. And then not knowing what's going on. So I'm just over here like, so I didn't take it seriously. I was over here, playing. Apparently, it was dude's birth. Yes, it was dude's birthday that same day. Yeah, his birthday was supposed to be in the evening, and then we had all been invited. So not just me and my brother got in trouble for that. Now that I'm talking about it, actually pisses me off. Me and my brother got in trouble for no reason. No. You know why? There's no reason. Next thing I know, from what my 11-year-old brain could deduce from that situation, we were there, we were playing. I'm just over here like, oh, what's going on? Dudes in the room, and this and this and this. This time I couldn't really understand. I was just thinking, oh, maybe they want me to take me away from him or something. But I didn't really understand why I was doing punishment. I thought maybe I did something else. But then what I hear is that I'm the one who said something like that. I'm the one who said it. And that they said, oh, his mom said that his son would never say something like that. So I got in trouble for reporting something apparently I said. You see, it doesn't make sense, right? Why would I go report myself and say, oh, he did it? You know? Right? And then you know, at that time I was just like, oh, oh, they made a mistake. Maybe they thought it was something I said, but it was actually him. They made a mistake. Apparently, my punishment was that I could even go to dude's birthday party. I was just there, like, and then that's when I found out. I think that's when my dad told me that, oh, because of this, why would you say something like that? I'm like, they said that, and then even my step grandma was standing up saying, oh, his mom said he's never say something like that. That is something he will never say. I'm like, mm, I don't even know where that dude is right now, and I don't even remember how he looks, to be honest. But wherever he is, God save you that day. Oh. God knows what you did that day. I know you probably don't even remember, but God knows what you did that day. And I mean, I know the God I serve. The fact that I didn't do anything, you lied and you got me in trouble. You know, what if you've already dealt with it? That's your own. But yeah. Oh well, I'm not even holding a grudge. I was actually more annoyed at my parents at that time. I mean, when I really thought about it, I'm like, so you really decided to trust some other dude rather than your own kid? when I came to report something to the truth, you know, and then you decide to think that, oh, because his mom said, oh, my son will never say something like that. You can't believe your own son. Mind you, this is, I don't even think I was going to school at the time. This is when I was just coming from Nigeria, straight from Nigeria, and you can't even trust your own son. You're saying, oh, I said something like that. You know, where did I even learn that word? Maybe do punishment for no reason, right? Well, yeah, you know, as I said, I don't hold any grudges, but when you talk about something that it makes you annoyed. So if I get a little bit worked up, just please understand. Well, yeah, that was very interesting. A very what would I say? Very nice first experience of what was to come. Well, yeah, that's the story for today. I don't really have anything. You know, there's nobody to react or nobody to talk to me, but and I don't want to bore you with this story. But yeah, that's one of the first things that happens where I felt what's it called, not loved. Because how can you do that to your own kid? You know, you decide to trust some other kid. Yes, I guess that they know I guess they know him more because they babysit him. But it's like if I come to report something to you, I must have the courage. As I said, I don't know who this woman is. They just call her I just call her my stepmom. I mean I call her mommy. She's what really has been the mommy qualities, you know? First she's getting mad because I don't call her mom. And then she gets mad because apparently I was trying to correct her. I don't even remember if this is in the same time period though. But she poured hot, if you know what eba is. Okay. For some of the non-Nigerian people, cassava flakes, right? Or for Liberian people, what you guys use in the acheke, the gari. Uh-huh. Most of you know what gari is. If you know I don't know if it's just Nigerian food, but you take cassava flakes. It's either you boil the water on the stove and then you put it in the stove, mix it up, or you put water in a microwavable microwavable dish and then you put it in the microwave. You make eba, right? Imagine that coming straight off. I think she cooked it on the pot because I think I was by the stove. And then she poured it on me. I can't remember what reason, but I don't think there should be any reason why somebody should pour hot eba on a kid. I remember it was stuck on my face. They were trying to get it off my face without tearing off my skin. But yeah, um, I should probably put the abuse warning, a trigger warning for that, just for that part. But yeah, that's just a little bit of the things that's when I just came home. And I imagine I had to deal with 7 years. 7 years? When did I leave? I was 19. So 8 years? Yeah, 8 years. Oh, I say seven. 8 years of this. Well, yeah, that's my little story for today. If I put you down in your dumps, my bad. Usually it's just a happy and fun. And I said I was going to tell my story about the nursing stuff, but I'm like, might as well just tell my whole life story too, to give people some hope. I mean, to give people uh, a guess of who I am, trying to connect with you guys. If it's something that resonates with you, you can comment, we can chat about it. But yeah, thank you for watching today, guys, and we'll see you on next week episode. Hopefully, your favorite what should I even call it? Your favorite streamer, content creator. Well, my partner will be here on the next episode. You guys will get to see the laughs and the joy. Yeah, God bless her heart. And goodbye, guys. See you on the next episode.